mentioned something else that was really interesting. You said you were a stay-at-home mom, and I was as well. I found it to be very challenging to get back into the workforce and start, even though in the grand scheme of things, we're both very young and still have many years left to make a great career. I still felt it was really challenging to start from scratch. Can you talk a little bit about your journey with that?
It's awful. I mean, if I could go back in time, unfortunately my audience is not at this point, but like, I want to scream from the rooftops. There's a wonderful book called The Feminine Mistake.
Oh,
all about women, why women should not do this. This is not a choice that is good for us. Mm-hmm. Again, it keeps us in sort of systems of oppression. And one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves, or that, our culture tells us when we decide to become stay-at-home moms, we're all under this illusion that there's a false promise that we're in a sort of joint venture, right? Mm-hmm. That this is an investment that we're making in our family, mm-hmm. but there's no payoff. There's actually no payoff on that investment, certainly if you get divorced, right? So when you get divorced, sure, you have, spousal support if available, right? Mm-hmm. Child support if available. And we are, you're starting from scratch and you're starting a life over. It's not just like, you don't just pick up where you left off. My God, like, I have friends who were like graphic designers and then they, took a few years off and they get back in, and like, there's stuff that, the industry evolves so fast, mm-hmm. Being out of the workforce is a huge impediment. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I was fortunate that I had 2 years of spousal support. By the mm-hmm. way, not enough, mm-hmm. not nearly enough. Mm-hmm. I went into horrible amounts of debt in my first few years, after the spousal support ran out, and I was still like, I could have gone and gotten a job. I could have gotten a job, right? But what job? I was an actor for 30 years before mm-hmm. I got married. Like, what job? I didn't want to act anymore. I was done with that. Mm-hmm. So like, what job was I going to get? I mean, I guess I could have gone to an office and just like done the grind. I don't know. It's very challenging.
Yeah. I would love to like pick that conversation up and have a whole nother show dedicated to that. Cause I don't think that there is a solution, because there's pros and cons on the stay-at-home mom side, but I think it's a conversation that needs to be explored further. So thank you for sharing that.
I think so too.
All right. If you want to get my body, better blow my mind. Okay. Boy, you better put in work if you want to play. All right.